Sweet, we are live. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday and are ready to be a part of the discussion. Today's been a fun Sunday. I definitely have a lot of things that I want to talk about in this live, so I hope you guys have some delicious popcorn. I would share with you guys if I could, but I got my popcorn and a nice drink, and I'm ready to chit chat with you all. Honestly, most of it is questions though, so that's why I like doing these live, because I want to get you guys' input, hear what you guys have to say. You guys were extremely chatty on Amanda's live today, and so I'm hoping we can keep that energy going over here. Let me just put this down for now. But yeah, let's see who's all here. What is up, Amber? The first one to comment. Welcome, welcome. Rochelle, Anthony, Russ, Irina. Have we met before, Irina? Melanie, Melissa. Nice. A lot of familiar faces. A few new faces. Oh, and Amanda's here. What's up, Amanda? Welcome. Wow. We already got 2 donations so quick. Denise Pace, thank you so much. She says, keep it up, everybody. I hope you're all keeping up your New Year's resolutions. Keep going strong on those. We also got a donation from Caroline. Thank you, Caroline. She says, Eskel, once you and Amanda decide on dates to visit Ohio, let me know so I can clean my apartment. Heck yeah. I'm excited for that. I definitely love the idea of traveling more, getting to go and visit, see new places, and check them out. So I think that'll be fun. Amanda did a lot of, I don't know if she did a poll. She did a poll on something, but she basically asked everyone on her live where they were from, and we have a lot of variety. It's really cool. I love seeing that. So I think it would be super fun to be able to go around and visit and just travel to new places. I have not been to a whole lot of places. I was kind of going through and seeing all the places everyone was saying that they were from, and at least probably not even 50% of them have I ever been to. So I am not too experienced with traveling around, but I still got time. I'm young. Danielle Stark, my birthday is Tuesday. Eskel, I'll be saying bye to 25 and hello to 26. Oh, wow. I just said hello to 25. I'm 25 now. It just started. Cammie's here. What's up, Cammie? You love my background. Heck yeah. Thank you, thank you. Honestly, my background is a lot thanks to David. David got me this new backdrop and the lights. I really like playing with the lighting and making it look all cool. Last Sunday, I noticed my live was extremely bright, so I tried to turn off most of the lights in my apartment and just have my ring light. But I couldn't decide on the brightness because if I go like this, it just feels too dark. But even just one step higher, it's really bright. So yeah, it's hard to decide what's the best, but yeah, it's fun playing with it. I like it. Especially, I love filming with different lighting and then taking it into my editing app and just changing it up and seeing how cool I can make it all look and stuff like that. Hello from Indiana. What is up, you guys? Nice, nice. Sweet. Well, I'm really excited for today. I have a lot of notes and was just kind of thinking about what are a lot of the things that I find really enjoying and kind of how I come to decide what I enjoy and what I like and what brings happiness to me. And I started taking a lot of these notes just a few days ago because I had just this weird like um pause in time moment where I was just leaving the gym after I had worked out, and maybe it was something about like I was just super exhausted. I worked out pretty hardcore and stuff, and then walking out, I was just walking out into the parking lot, and it was like it was raining, but it was like a very light mist rain, and something about it just made it like feel really like beautiful and like magnificent, that I just stood there right in the middle of the parking lot and was just looking around me, and was just like, wow, like I don't know why, but it felt like I was just wanting to take everything in that moment, and everything seemed so much cooler. I was just looking down the street and saw all the lights to the different stores and the malls and stuff like that, and it was just like, oh, it just was breathtaking. And it was just my regular town, you know, I've seen it 100 times. But in that moment, I just decided to just stand there in the middle of the parking lot. And it was late enough at night, too, that it was like not very many people were there, but there were just enough cars and movement happening that you still felt like a presence with you, with me, that I felt. But it was still very like, I don't know, very peaceful and very like not super crowded or busy or anything. Just a very wholesome moment. And I just got into my car and just started taking notes about like what it is that I really value in life, and what are some of the things, what are some of those moments that I've had that just really helped me to take it all in and appreciate what I have. And I think that's what I've been trying to do lately, is just find ways to appreciate what I have and to be more thoughtful about what I'm doing with my life and what type of a world we live in, because it really is fascinating. And I think along with like visiting you guys, or even just talking with you guys and hearing you guys' stories, learning about the places that you guys are from, I think it's so cool that there's just amazing things out there that I've never even seen yet. Like so many things to discover and to appreciate and to just learn and grow to love. And I think it's awesome. And so, oh, what was I going to say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But anyways, it was a really awesome moment, and I really liked it. But it also kind of like, I feel like my brain does this. It's like, once I really get into my mind and just start thinking about everything, I kind of fall down this rabbit hole of thinking about like, just all of these different things. And one thought that came to my mind is just like the fact of how strange it is that we kind of like fixate on a lot of make-believe stuff. Like, for example, reading people's minds. I've thought like for hours about how fascinating it would be, how interesting that could be. Like, just imagine for a second if you could read people's minds. There would be so many different aspects you'd have to think about it. Because first of all, you'd have to wonder if you would even use that capability, which I'm sure most of us would. But it's got to come with a lot of unknowns. You would learn things about people that they never intended for you to know. So like, I just feel like it could, I don't know, it could get a little bit scary sometimes, I guess. Like, it might not be as fun as we might think. But then there's the other side of it, that you could, win so many competitions. You could learn about people like a lot faster. Like, there's a lot of things that you could do with it. And I think it would definitely be interesting. But when I think about it for a long time, I wonder why, like, things that I know are never going to happen, things that aren't real, they do occupy a lot of my thought process and like a lot of the things that I spend my time thinking about. And it's just kind of fascinating because I love dreaming. I'm a big dreamer for sure, but I can't help but feel it's a little more productive thinking about things that I can actually do and accomplish and work on and things like that. But I suppose it's different. Like, it's not like nothing comes from imagining these things. Like, the amazing movies and books that we read come out of people having a creative mindset and like really pondering and thinking deep about all these things. So I think it's really cool. Amber says, hi, Cami. Anthony, it's Sunday, everywhere should be quiet. However, tell that to the UK when all shops are open 10 till 4, and don't even get me going with the restaurants. They're all open till well late over here. So the UK sounds like it's pretty wild, huh? Daniel Miner leaving me alone for once, lol. Yeah, do you guys prefer... Oh, actually, yeah, you guys should... I left a poll when I started this one because I'm curious about the times. I've been getting a little bit used to going live at 5, and I know I was a little bit late today. That was my bad. I got a little bit too distracted. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about 5. I just want to try to keep it consistent every Sunday so I know what to count on. I can plan for it and have it be at that time every single Sunday. But honestly, I don't mind if it was 12 o'clock midday or 5 p.m. So I'm curious what would get the most votes and so on and so forth. So vote on that poll. Let me know what you guys think. And we may be changing the time. But if not, we'll at least keep it consistent every single Sunday. So... Ooh, we got another donation. Thank you so much, Flinker Mary. She just says, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, Flinker Mary. Welcome. Thanks for, out of all the things you could be spending your time on today, thanks for spending it with me and joining this live and being a part of the discussion. I appreciate that. I think that's really nice. I have 6 dogs. Well, 4, but I'm fostering 2. Mine are Maximums, Tiger Lily, Jessie, and Woody. And the 2 I am fostering are Oreo and Rose. You know what that made me think of? The new Toy Story that came out. There was this scene. I haven't even seen all of it. I've seen bits and pieces of it, just watching it when other people were watching it. And I don't even know if it's the newest Toy Story, but it's this one where they... the scene that I know of that really stood out to me, and I was like, oh, wow, like, oh my god, this is crazy. There's a scene in that Toy Story movie where they are on this conveyor belt thing, and it's just going down to a furnace to destroy them all, and they use all their little toy manpower, whatever, to get one of them, of their group, up onto the ladder. And so that he can climb up and climb to this thing that's supposedly be able to turn it off and save them all. And so they get this one person up, and they're climbing up to the button to shut it off, and they're all falling back, watching their friend climb it. And the friend gets all the way up to the button to turn it off, and he looks down at all of his friends that are going down into the fiery furnace to all burn and die. This huge dramatic scene, and the friend that made it up decides not to press it, and he just says goodbye to all these people that were supposedly his friends, that they all thought they could trust him and that they were his friend and everything, and he just walks away and leaves. And if that wasn't enough, I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow. If that doesn't show betrayal, I don't know what else does. But then they're all still struggling for their lives, trying to fight this conveyor belt, and they eventually fall down. They're going towards the furnace, and they all just like grab hands and accept their fate. And then I don't know what happened. It was Woody that was in it, the main character, so I'm sure they didn't just burn and die. But I didn't see how it ended. I got distracted and started doing something else. But I was like, dang, that scene like burnt into my mind. It was like, I don't know, it stood out a lot. It's just crazy. Crazy what can happen sometimes. But some of the things that come up with in these movies though are fascinating. Sometimes they get a little too addicting, that's for sure. But what's another poll I can take? Oh, what are you guys' favorite movies? That's what I want to hear. Do you all have a favorite movie? You guys should comment your favorite movie. And I haven't seen a whole lot, so I probably won't know it. But it'll give me ideas of what to put on my list. Because I'm very picky about what I watch. Because I don't let myself watch a whole lot, that I make sure, like, if I'm going to commit the hour or 2 hours it is for the movie, I try really hard to make sure it's going to be one that I really enjoy. But that's hard because you haven't seen it. Sometimes I'll literally sit down to watch a movie and I will watch trailer after trailer after trailer and spend the amount of time that I had to watch a movie just watching trailers. And it's still fun. I love it. Sometimes that's my favorite. I oftentimes will prefer that over watching a movie, but just depends on the day, I guess. I voted for this time, and I thought it was 5-year time, so it's midnight for me. Anthony, you voted for it to be midnight? You must be used to staying up late or something. I don't like staying up till midnight. I stayed up till 1 in the morning last night, and I did not like it. I was getting so good at my nightly routine and waking up at 7 a.m. every morning and going to sleep at 10 every single night. And it was awesome. I loved it. Got me plenty of sleep. I was feeling good, getting used to that habit. And then last night, I just wrecked it. Stayed up way too late, but it's okay. I am still keeping my goal of working out every other day. So, well, it's either every other day or at least 3 times a week. I'm still taking ice baths. I actually took one today. It felt really good. And I'm still, a big goal of mine is the content that I'm creating, and I'm just trying to, I don't really have the goal defined specifically, but I'm trying to come out with content more consistently, but also put enough time towards each video to like be satisfied with how it turns out, you know. All of the edits and all the content that I just put together in the video to make sure that I really like it and that it's enjoyable. And that's for you guys, so I hope you guys like watching them. Oh, also, Amanda mentioned that a lot of the times when she and I post videos that are just like going on trips or whatever, they don't get as many views oftentimes, but we really enjoy making those videos. So, I was going to ask for you guys' help on those ones to just simply share them, because I think I don't know exactly how the algorithm works, but the more that they get shared, the more people that watch them, then just the more the view count will go up. And that's basically the majority of what Amanda and I looks at to see what kind of content is doing well and whatnot. And I know that she really likes making those videos of going on trips, and I do too. But a lot of the times they won't get as many views. But I think if we can get a lot of people to get hyped about them and share them more and just, I don't know, get more excited about them, then they could do really well. And then we could create more like that, and it could just, and the more we make of each one, the better that they're going to be. So I do hope we're able to make more like that, because then it'll be more fun, more enjoyable, and I think that'll show through in the videos. So, yeah. Anyways, I forgot where I was going with that, but Danielle, I live in Ohio by Lake Erie. I would stay far away from Toledo. Lots of issues. Oh, wow. Dang. Melissa likes the time. Okay, sweet. Paper Bag says, hi there, Eskel. Hey, what's up, Paper Bag? Flinker Mary Vlogs, all family live stream. Nice. Irina, Eskel, that part when they all grab their hands together always gets me. It's intense, and then they are saved by the claw. LOL. Yeah, I figured they didn't die. I didn't see what happens, but I guess, spoiler alert, they don't die in the new Toy Story movie. They get saved. Favorite book and movie, Gone with the Wind. Ooh, I've heard of that one. I have not seen that one, though, or read it. I'll have to check that out. Gone with the Wind. Lord of the Rings is my all-time favorite. I love Hot Fuzz a lot, too. I hear that all the time. So many people talk about Lord of the Rings like it is the greatest thing ever. And I've seen Lord of the Rings 1 and 2, I believe. I just need to watch the rest and somehow fall in love with it, I guess. I thought they were great, but maybe I think I heard too much hype and too many people all excited about it and saying it's the greatest ever. So I went in with too high of expectations. It was a great movie. Maybe I need to read the book or something. But I don't know. I haven't seen all of them, so I still can't say fully. But yeah, Lord of the Rings, I've heard time and time again that it's amazing. The Blast from the Past is the best movie. That's your favorite, Cammy? I would have never guessed. Blast from the Past, huh? Okay, sweet. Favorite book and movie? Oh, I read that one. Lord of the Rings. Eskel, the new Avatar movie was good, but it is long. Oh, man. Movies just keep getting longer and longer. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, if they're a good movie, of course, everyone loves it when it goes on longer and doesn't end so soon. But I don't know. That's a lot of time to commit to a movie. But I've heard good things about the new Avatar, so I'm planning to. Well, I don't have any plans to see it yet, but I think that's one that I would definitely watch. Rochelle, yes, up there on my list. Nice. Okay, favorite. I would definitely. Oh, let's see. Okay. What was the name of it? Dang it. There was one that I watched that was extremely funny. Oh man, lots of comments to catch up on. Okay, someone says Harry Potter. That's obviously a big one. I had to pick something new for that. Ooh, let's see. Nice. I think maybe because we either didn't know about the videos or we may forget, as I follow loads of people on YouTube, but I will make mental note to do better. Okay. There's way too much happening nowadays that it's just, I think it feels impossible to keep up. Amber, Footloose. That one was great. I really did like that one. Melanie says, I bet you would like The Outsiders, Eskel. Book and movie. So, I think I have seen it. I think it's been a long time, but I'm pretty sure my mom was a fan of The Outsiders. And I watched it as a kid because she had it or something. It's an old movie, right? If it's an old one, then I'm pretty sure it's the one I'm thinking of. Eskel, did you get back to the P.O. box yet? I did not, but I'm planning to go tomorrow. So, if there's anything in the P.O. box, I should be able to pick it up tomorrow. Or Encino Man or other early Brandon Fraser movies. Okay. Interesting. Dumb and Dumber. That one was pretty funny. I did laugh a lot at that one. Now, what about Limitless, you guys? Because I feel like I kind of have a tie between, Limitless and The Giver. Because they're both, so fascinating. I love these movies that are, sure, they're not super realistic, but it's at least within, the realm of possibility. It's like that, like Limitless. Like this pill that you take and supposedly access 100% of your brain, and even further than that. It just makes you incredibly smart, super creative, and just be able to think of all these possibilities, and you're so smart that you figure out how to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. And it's sure, that's not real. You can't just go get a pill and do that. But technically, if someone were crazy smart, they could still do all of the things that the guy does in this movie. So it's somewhat realistic, and I like that idea because I feel like I can relate to it more. It just fascinates me more. And movies like this, I love how deep they make me think about everything. And I think maybe that's why I like these videos so much. There's just, at least for me, I put so much thought into them. Kind of like Inception. Inception I liked a lot, but I don't know exactly why I like Limitless and The Giver more. I think maybe I resonated with the characters just a little bit more, specifically in those. But all three of those kind of have the idea of you have to really pay attention. You have to think really hard about those videos or those movies to fully understand it. And the concepts are just fascinating. You can tell that they are very well thought out, that they had just a ton of planning go into them. And you can notice that. It's super enjoyable to watch. So, I love those ones. I feel like that's a lot of them, though, as well. Harry Potter is awesome. I feel like Harry Potter, when I watched it, I felt a connection. And, there's just so many warm, good feelings that came from watching Harry Potter. And I liked it a lot. But also, I can't just keep waiting for my Hogwarts letter, you guys. I have to move on with my life. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah. I don't know. I love sci-fi and fiction movies just as much. I think they're a lot of fun. But I can't help but think on some, well, that's not true, because when they're fully true, like documentaries, sometimes it is a little bit harder to watch. They're not quite as they don't grab my attention quite as much and stuff like that. But it really depends. Um some of them can. It all depends on kind of like how they decide to present it, because I feel like some of them are done really well. And all that. Sorry, dang it. I keep getting sidetracked. What was I going to say? Shawshank Redemption, a classic, MA, and Avatar, amazing. But if you want LDS related, then Fighting Preacher, that's amazing. Fighting Preacher. That sounds really familiar, but I can't remember that. But Avatar, of course, I love the Avatar. Shawshank Redemption, that one, I've heard people talk about it, and it sounds super familiar. I'm pretty sure Shawshank Redemption. I want to look that up, because I feel like that's one I should know, but I can't picture it. Melanie says it's from the 80s. The main kid's name is Ponyboy. Yeah. Yep, that's the one. I've seen that one. That one is great. I thought that one was awesome. Yeah, it's fascinating. I had to watch Fury's Bueller in high school. That was a good one too. I have not seen that one. Awesome, Fligo. Hi, sorry, so late. Hello, everyone. Hi, Eskel. Welcome, Lulu. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know why. Were you in the last live? I love seeing so many familiar faces, you guys. Boy in Striped Pajamas is a good one, too. Oh, my goodness. Every time someone brings that up and I talk about that, I feel like I have to take a moment, because it's like, I consider myself a pretty good at keeping my composure and like not getting too emotional and stuff. But that movie wrecked me, you guys. It completely destroyed me. I could not help myself. I cried so hard in that movie, and I just felt for those two young boys so hardcore. I was just like, I could not believe it. I was like blown away how they depicted all of that in the movie, and how it was so emotional and then so tragic and just crazy. Like, a part of me was like, there's no way this is real. This cannot be real. Like, I wanted so badly to convince myself that this was just a movie that was made up. And yeah, that was a movie, but it was all based off of a true story. And knowing that that really happened in our world, it was like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. That movie, yeah, like, it deserves all the rewards that I don't know. It did so good. That one was crazy. Super emotional. I thought about it for days after watching it. I couldn't get over it. And even to this day, like, anytime people bring it up, I can't help but talk and talk and talk about it, because it was wild. But but it's also like, it deserves like the memory that like we should give it. But it's also one of those things that's like, I hate that we have to that happened, basically. I hate that happened. And it's just really sad and tragic. And I don't know. I guess all we can do is hope nothing like that ever happens again. But it's just, I can't help but think about it. It's so weird that things that horrible and that tragic can happen. And, it's caused by another human being. When we're all human, you would think we'd all be able to relate a little better to one another, and to better be a little more kind and sympathetic towards one another. But it's like, there's just some people out there that just can't. And it's crazy, and it's really sad. Extremely. Oh, man. Yeah. I would definitely not say that's my favorite movie, because, I don't know, it would be my go-to movie if I wanted to cry. It's like a guarantee make you cry. Like, if you have not seen it, like, I think you should watch it for sure, because the way that it just like shows you how real all that was is powerful. And I think there's a lot that can be gained from seeing that and realizing what happened there, to understand just how important it is to, like, keep the peace and not let people get too much power, and to not segregate, to be more accepting and welcoming to all of mankind. That show, that show does really good. It's crazy, but I don't know. Anyways, I think we should move on because I don't want to get all sad again. Oh, that was wild. Hi Amber, Flinker May, and Melanie. Hope you all are great today. Nice. Lulu says, no, I missed it, but life is crazy. Hope you're good, Eskel. Thanks, Lulu. I'm doing great. I'm still going strong. We're on 48 weeks of going live consistently every single week. So that's amazing. The week that I miss one is going to be a sad week. I hope that doesn't happen. But of course, I can't do this forever. But hopefully we can get to like 100 weeks or something. I think Amanda said her goal is like 101 to get to Cold a Cup of Coffee 101, and then she might switch it to something else or whatever. Eskel, what is your favorite TV show? Favorite TV show? Limitless. Favorite movie? Probably also Limitless. Because there is a TV show and a movie called Limitless. But I also really like Sherlock Holmes. Those are like neck and neck, man. They're both. I love just the plots to it. I love how much thought is put into it, how much it makes you just think about everything that's happening in those videos. And so, ooh, Abigail's here. What's up, Abigail? Welcome. Yes, this is what I wonder every day. What you wonder? What everyone's favorite movies are? What's your favorite movie, Abigail? You should put it in the comments. Abigail just says hi. Hey, hi. What's up, Abigail? Hope you're doing good. How are your kids doing? It was only like 2 lives ago that Abigail and her kids were in it, and it was so fun. Her kids are so cute. I love having them on. What else is going on? Amanda talked about an interesting concept. I wanted to share more of my input on it, but it's really hard to share like a whole idea in the comments. So I was trying to like think of what I would say on the part where she was talking about how can you truly be happy without knowing? How does she put it? I put it in my notes, but can you be happy without knowing everything? Let's see. If you have never tried it, can you truly know what you are missing? She's talking about the idea of like how some people will be like in the order or in a different cult, and they will tell themselves that they are happy, that everything is great, and just completely ignore, I want to say, or like not give thought to the alternative, like comparing themselves to what it could be if they weren't in the group that they're in, or seeing what other relationships might have things better, or just like comparing it to anything at all, basically. But can they truly be just happy and content with just saying that they love their life and that they don't want to worry about what else is out there, what could possibly be better, or to like look at any other options, because they're just going to live that one way. They're just going to be happy and content and stay that way forever. Can someone truly be happy that way? And a part of me likes to compare it to things, but this idea does go kind of far. I feel like it goes back and forth, because when I compare it to something like simple, like I don't know, doing drugs or smoking or alcohol. And for me personally, I always think about the fact that like, well, I've never had experience in that, so it's pretty easy for me to say no, I won't ever do any of that, and I'm pretty happy and content with not doing that. But I feel like it can be taken further, because when it's limiting choices and things that you actually want to do, because maybe you've seen other people do it or had experience in it, I think it's a lot different, because I've still been around people that drink, and like I don't necessarily like care so much for it, but I'm also not the type of person that's gonna be like, oh no, it like has to be completely eliminated from my life. I can't ever be around people like that. I have to cut it off and things like that, because I'm not like yearning for it. I'm not like waking up every day striving not to drink or whatever. Whereas I feel like when you're to the point, if it was like, I think of another analogy, like we talk a lot about like relationships, when we're like trying to find, the perfect person to build a family with, or figuring out how to build a healthy relationship. I would rather go to people and like see how other people are doing it, and kind of gain their knowledge and experience of them being in a good relationship, seeing how they handle it and what makes it great, and what I would want that's similar to in their relationship. And so I think when you are able to embrace all the other like information about it, or other aspects of certain things from other people, and that's like something that you welcome and that you learn from it, then I feel like that will show that, like, help you to understand if it's something you truly want, or if you in essence are truly happy or content with the decision that you've made. Whereas if you have to push it out and like not have any thought towards it, or give any like let any what's it called, I guess, any part of it that be around you, or tempting you, I guess you could say, then I feel like it's a lot different, because you're looking at it from a perspective of not giving it a chance, not looking at it, not even learning from it at all, versus seeing it, understanding it, and then making your educated decision off of it, instead of the other way around, where you just don't want any part of it and you have to cut it out of your life, otherwise you won't be happy, basically. Does that make sense? I know there's a lot to this. I'm curious if any of you guys have any input, or how you guys might add to that. But the reason why I think people could easily say like, oh, I can be happy in the relationship, is because if you compare it to something that's just like that, like a lot of people just compare things to drugs, because it's just the easiest, simplest like example, where it's like, if you never try it, I'm sure it'll be a lot easier to never do drugs, rather than if you try it for a few years and then try to stop, you already have that craving and that addiction. But that's very different than, if you're still using the drug example, then being around people that have tried it, seeing maybe what it's done to them, like actually getting educated about it, learning about it, and then making your educated decision on if you're going to, do those things or not, rather than maybe in the back of your mind, I guess if you're comparing it to like relationships, rather than not wanting anything to do with it, never even like learning about it or understanding it, never wanting to even know about it if you have that choice or whatever, then I feel like you can't even, well, I personally would not be able to confidently say if I truly am content or happy or understand necessarily what I'm in. Now, I still think that's different. I'm not saying like, oh, you have to try it to be able to know or say or like fully understand it and stuff like that. But I feel like you have to at least make an effort to understand it. You have to be educated on it. But I don't know. I think it could be taken in different ways. I've heard it both ways. I know people that will just say, oh yeah, I'm happy and content, don't ever want to leave the cult, don't ever want to know what else is out there, because then, I don't know what I'm missing, and then it's fine. And it's true, like, you obviously don't want to just tempt yourself, You don't, if you are happy and content with the life that you're living, I'm not saying that you should find a reason not to be. I'm just saying, if you are truly happy and content with your life, then it shouldn't bother you to still see other people be happy in other relationships. You shouldn't have to completely build walls around you, and that's the only way for you to be happy. If that's the only way you're happy with what you have, then it doesn't sound like that's very healthy, at least to me. But I hope that makes sense. That's definitely a lot. Eskel, ignorant is bliss. If you don't know better, you don't know. Yeah, don't know exactly where you're going with that, but I definitely would not want to be ignorant. For example, oh my goodness, like, okay, this is all theoretical for sure, but it's almost like if, like in that Matrix, if you had the option to take the red pill or the blue pill, let's just say theoretically you could have the option to know all the government's secrets, basically. Like you might learn that, they have, I don't know, the ability to make robots that are humans and they're integrated throughout our society and they're, like part of society even though they're robots controlled by the government. Or you might learn like, all sorts of crazy stuff that the government really does completely control the votes for the politics or whatever and 100% just rigs the elections and just gets whoever they want in it. Or they own BlackRock companies and that they essentially run the entire finance aspects of the entire country and stuff like that or whatever. Theoretically, if you could take a pill and just know everything, every secret the government's ever kept, would you take it? Or would you rather assume and think the government's good? And they still might be. You might take the pill and realize, oh, they are. They're doing exactly what they say that they are. There are no secrets or whatever. Like, if you could take a pill and just know, would you rather not take the pill? Would you rather just assume or think or wonder? Or wouldn't you just take the freaking pill? Then you would know. Then at least, yeah, you wouldn't be able to ignorantly just assume whatever you want. But at least you would know the information. And then you'd better make your decisions off of way more information than if you didn't know anything. I don't know. What would you guys do? To me, that's a little bit of a no-brainer. But everyone lives a different life. Everyone has a different perspective. And that's fine. I respect your decision and your choices 100%. You guys having a conversation about football? Is football going on today? I thought it was basketball. I watched a basketball game a couple days ago and it was really intense. The Texas Mavericks, I think it was, they won and it was cool to see them win. But LeBron James, was it LeBron James? Who was it? This really big, huge, famous basketball player, his team lost. So it's kind of sad to see that. But Anthony says, when someone is in a cult, I think they're complacent to their surrounding and it's a false happiness as it's their safety zone. However, for me, I am happy when I am learning and improving in areas I want to. Yeah. True, I agree with you, Anthony, but I think there's a little bit more to that because it does depend on what the people value. Because I think a lot of order members, they just shift their values rather than caring about their own personal development or like discovering new things and like keep on having a growth mindset. They just change their values to value the opinions of the people around them more. That way, when they confide to that group's way of living and their belief system, then they're able to be more accepted, and if they value people's opinions around them more, then I feel like they find a sense of their own satisfaction in that. So if you can change your values, I feel like you can kind of convince yourself that you are happy in that type of scenario as well. But I agree with you. I definitely would value my own self-development more, and I wouldn't want to care so much about what the people around me think. But I do think if I theoretically had to live in the order, then I would have to change my values a lot and like think of something else, like change my priorities and put more emphasis on other people's opinions for sure. Smart men make mistakes. Wise men learn from their mistakes. That's true, Denise. I like that. I've heard that quote before. I think it's really cool because everyone's going to make mistakes. And I think it's really, I've always thought it was really lame when people try to act like they don't make mistakes or they're perfect or whatever. And it's like, really having that mindset is also going to shut you off to opportunities to even like realize that you make mistakes and that those mistakes can be valuable lessons for you to learn from. But if you don't think you make mistakes, then you'll never be able to recognize them and see them and learn from them. So, whew, sorry, I'm getting out of breath. Oh my goodness. That's good though. That means I'm enjoying what we're talking about. Melanie says, I meant they think they are happy because they don't know better. Ignorant is bliss. When you don't know what you are missing, you don't realize that you could be happier elsewhere. Yeah, that's true, Melanie, for sure. And I think that is a type of mechanism a lot of people use to justify whatever environment that they might be in, whatever situation they get themselves into. Because also, I think sometimes it's just the fact of wanting to be lazy. It's kind of a natural habit to be lazy and not want to have to put all your effort into stuff and whatnot. And it's much easier to be lazy if you justify it, or if you just come up with a reason not to worry about it. And, our minds are super good at coming up with excuses and finding out ways for us to not have to put a ton of energy in. That's why, I love talking about this though, but that in and of itself is a large part as to why I love it when people just really want to accomplish something. Just because how cool would it be to want to accomplish something so bad that it feels like a just burning passion within you is just driving you to accomplish that. I think that's the coolest thing ever. I want more than anything to just want something so bad that every day I'm excited and look forward to working on it and progressing and just want to just put everything towards it. I think that's one of the greatest things ever. That's why people love seeing passionate projects or passionate things that people are doing, because they are so driven and they just have that burning fire within them to want to get it done. And I'm no exception. I love seeing people do that. And it's that's my dream. I want to find something that I just have such a passion for, something that I just will work towards no matter what, basically, And I just think that's the coolest thing. And I love seeing it. And you see that in a lot of people nowadays. And I think it's the coolest thing ever. But and this is probably just, my lazy side of my brain trying to tell myself why this could be a problem with it. But there's always, a little bit of fear that comes with that, because I can't help but think in the back of my mind, when I'm working towards something or super excited and putting all this effort into it, that I'm creating this amazing, awesome thing, that I fear that what if this is the greatest thing I ever create in my life, It's shoot, dang. There will be something in your life that you do that's the greatest thing you ever do, your greatest accomplishment, and it's has it already been done? Have you already done the greatest thing that you're ever going to do? Or is there going to be something greater? I feel like that's very interesting to think about. But every time I think about that, then it just makes me think of how valuable time is, how important it is to make sure you're not wasting away your days. We don't get enough time in this lifetime, and it's, you only have so much opportunity, and the more you make of the opportunities you're given, the more opportunities you're going to be able to find, the more connections you'll be able to make, and the more you'll be able to do, the greater things you'll accomplish. So it's I don't know, you just always have to kind of be striving for that or looking for it. But it is interesting though. It constantly comes back into my mind. First of all, what do I want to be known for? What's the greatest thing that I have accomplished up to this point in my life? And what is it that I'm working towards? What do I want to accomplish, And it's and it's got to be something, because it's one thing to say, end world hunger, bam, whatever. Sure, that would be an amazing accomplishment, but it has to be something that is within your capabilities, something that you can really do, something that you can work towards, something that you know is a part of your personality too, something that would help that fire within you to grow, And that's the thing. You don't have to do something huge and grand to change the world. You can make a large difference even with the simple changes that you make within your life and the people around you. It really does. It has what they call like that butterfly effect. Like what you do and the choices that you make affect so much more than you think. And that's why I feel like no matter what my conversation is, no matter what I'm working on at any time, I always come back to that everything that you do should be done with like full intention. Like the decisions you make should be well thought out and not just like just BS, you know. You shouldn't just do whatever and just hope things turn out better, you know. It's like the effort you put in is going to reap those results. And so it's like, even if you don't know, you don't have to know where you're going. You don't have to know how you're going to accomplish it, but you have to be intentional about what you are doing. The more well thought out your plan is, then the more you're going to be able to accomplish. The more likely you are to at least, you know, get to where you're trying to go. And so, yeah, that's why I think it is definitely important. It's extremely important to know what you want and to put thought into the decisions that you make, for sure. Somebody's talking about the Cowboys now? Oh, see, that's interesting. I've had conversations with people like this. Bez Bennett says, people are really stunned when I tell them I don't know my father, and they ask if I miss my father, but I never knew what it was I was even missing. I never worried about missing a father. See? So I feel like that's definitely something very different, because if like you were born and raised from, you know, being an infant child, and you only know something one way, then yeah, how would you know of any other, you know? How would you even know what you're missing? What else that you would be like longing after if you never experienced that all your life? I think that's really interesting. Oh, I also thought of something similar. I know this is a little bit off topic, but maybe it relates. They were talking about how trying to understand how deaf people might comprehend or like think about things. You know, because if you were born deaf, that means you've never heard sound your entire life, right? And so you don't even know what words are. So you wouldn't know what language is. So you wouldn't necessarily have thoughts like, you know, you and I, like most people do, where a lot of the thoughts are, you know, voices or talking. You wouldn't have that ever. So it's like, what would the thoughts be like, you know? It would have to be, I mean, I don't know, but I would imagine it being like mostly thoughts, like images, you know? Everything is visual and there's not necessarily, you know, a voice at all. So it's like, I don't know, I think that's very fascinating. But also the whole idea of language and talking is kind of weird too, because essentially when you ask someone what their name is, you're asking them what sound they would like you to make to get their attention. Right? Isn't that weird? It's just the sound you make to get their attention, and that's their name. So that's all that words are. So I don't know. When you think too much about these things, I feel like it can drive you crazy. But it is fascinating though. I like it. I think I would rather like have these conversations and deep thoughts just to, I don't know, be more creative or think of more things. Melanie Brown. Still talking about football. I like it. It's playoffs. Oh. So football is being played right now? Oh, Anthony, that sounds so good. Anthony has food being delivered to his house. Dang. That's nice. So, Anthony, in the UK, you know what would be a fascinating experiment to do? Because I thought about this. I had a huge long conversation about how isn't it weird that, well, first of all, my question would be, do you do you guys ever question or wonder if you were to order food online, through a delivery and having it delivered to you, and called, you know, the police department or 911 at the exact same time, are you confident that one would get there before the other? First of all, yeah, like, do you even know which one would get there first? And then which one would you hope would get there first? Because I think the obvious answer is, like, you would hope, your legal system set up in a way to keep you safe and the police could get there very quickly. But at least here in America, I can't help but feel like we kind of prioritize getting our food on time, and like we order food way more, like that's a huge market. That's something that's advertised a ton. That's something that, like, they have to be quick to be able to, like, cater to us Americans that order out all the time. That it's like they've gotten the system that you can get food pretty dang fast here in America and get it delivered right to your doorstep. And it's just kind of interesting to think that sometimes we might create a system that prioritizes the wrong things without even realizing it. And not necessarily, like, I don't know for sure if that is the case. I think it would be a fun experiment to order food and call, like, the police department or call 911 at the exact same time and see who gets there first. Because I honestly don't know. I have no idea. I just know that when I order food for delivery, it gets here very quickly. And I would not be too surprised if it was faster than the police. But I don't know. I just think that was interesting. And I wonder if that's, I'm sure it varies quite a bit in different countries as well. So that's what I was thinking about with Anthony being in the UK. I wonder if there would be similar results or if it would be dramatically different or whatnot. It's awesome how you can just talk off the cuff like this about these topics. I know you have a few notes you refer to, but most of it is just your mind. Oh, you have no idea, Flickerface. There are times where I will lay in my bed and stare at the ceiling and just think beyond anything I've ever even thought that I would have thought about, Like, it's just crazy where it can go. And I've done this with my siblings too. There's times where, even just back when Cam, Amanda, Rachel all stayed with me, and we all, like, it was around Christmas time, so we were all on break. So we all stayed in the same tiny little apartment together, and we'd just be, just sitting on the couch and just brainstorming with each other, just talking. And the topic would go all over the place, but it was always so fascinating. And I remember thinking, like, why can't I have these conversations with just anybody else? And a lot of the times I'll have conversations with just my friends or other people, and it will still be very interesting and go to places that I'm fascinated about. But it's only with my siblings that I feel like my brain just explodes with excitement and is, like, super fixated on the conversation that we're having. And I can't help but think that maybe it's because of the similar upbringing and life experiences that we've had. Between Cam and Rachel and I, they're the only ones that would have that, like, the most similarities to me, and having those same experiences of being raised in a cult, having, like, very controlling parents, and then running away from that, and then completely having to rediscover basically how to survive on the outside and cope with, like, new environments, and just going through all of that at what is relatively a very young age. And then finally, years later, getting a grasp on what we want, and, like, becoming more confident in our decisions, and developing more of who we are and stuff like that, and having all of that similar background and similar experiences, and then being able to have that mindset of, like, just what we're curious about, and like where our mind takes us during these conversations and these topics. And it's just super fascinating. It is kind of crazy. That's why, I want so bad to do a podcast with all of my siblings, and just, like, basically let it be like those conversations that we have when we're just, have the holidays or have time off, and we're just spending it with each other, and just, thinking about the wildest things, or our biggest dreams, or just craziest imaginations and stuff. and they're always so fascinating. And I think if I could put those into a podcast, it would be amazing. I think they would be the funnest things to listen to. And that's my goal. It's super hard that they all live super far away, but if I could just plan it, and like the only times we get together is like during holidays, and it's really hard to be like, oh, our only days we get to spend together, let's do a podcast, But I don't know. I think I just will have to travel. If I go and travel to visit each of my siblings and just stay with each of them for like a week at a time, I think I could get plenty of content. It's just us talking about just things that are just, off the wall crazy and very fascinating things. And then to put them into a podcast, I think would be really cool. I'll have to get them on board with that, but that's something I definitely have thought about doing. And I want to. I think that would be really cool. It is going in and out for anyone else. It might be the storm here. Uh-oh. There's a storm where you're at, Melanie? Ooh. Anthony says, I think sometimes you can miss something. I am adopted. I don't know my birth parents and adopted parents. I ain't spoke to for over 22 years, so I think it depends on you as a person. Yeah. And that goes back, though, to how much of who you are and, those aspects about if you, might miss parental love or, desire a father relationship or things like that. How much of that is you personally and your environment? Because if you were born in a perfect family, perfect scenario, like your parents were just the best that parents could be, and they were just there for you, and they just gave you all the things that you needed, and they were super helpful and educational, and they really prioritize your needs and your skills that you need to develop and helping you with all those things that you need in your life. Just imagine how much easier it would be to reach your full potential. How much more you would understand yourself, how much more you would, prioritize your mental health and understand the importance of having, loving relationships in your life and treating people right and developing yourself as a person. Just how much easier would that be? How much more developed would you be? How much more educated would you be? How much more a long life and accomplished would you be in your life if you had that? And not only that, even take it a step further. If you had the perfect parents, were in the perfect city, around the perfect environment with all the people that were like-minded and thought similar and were super productive and helpful to one another and just kind and loving and all that. If you were in the perfect environment, how much easier would it be, for you to excel and succeed and just do many great things and just to know yourself and become the greatest person you could become versus, a different environment or even I don't want to say the worst environment, but any of the alternatives, anything but that, which is what we all have. We all have non-perfect, parents or non-perfect families or situations that we grow up in. And just to me, I wonder how much of it is the environment versus us personally. I've had this debate with Cami a lot. Cami loves debating. Sometimes I wonder if because Cami's so good at debating that I wonder if when I bring a topic to her like this, whatever my viewpoint is on it, she likes to play the devil's advocate. Not always, but I sometimes I feel this way with her, because first of all, she's really good at it, and it really forces me to think, because if she was just oh yeah, you're right, you're probably right, I agree, I think that same way, then it wouldn't be as fun either. But she's also really good at it, that having these conversations really make me think a lot about it. And like for example, if I were to say I'm pretty sure the environment that we're in has 49% is 49% of who we become and what helps us develop as a person, and then us as a being is 51% of what develops us and what helps us become who we are. So basically your environment is just slightly less than you yourself as a person, if that makes sense. And she might say something like, no, I think it's like 75%, 25% or something like that, just something different. But it's interesting to think about, because I think this is important to at least acknowledge, because if you understand, first of all, that your environment does control a lot of who you become, then it can help you to start to recognize that and to use that to your own benefit. Because then it shows that it is really important for you to acknowledge when people may be influencing you, when people may be, you might look up to someone a lot, and they, what they think might persuade you a lot, or like you put a lot of emphasis on the way or whatever opinions they have. And at least knowing that will help you to understand like how you can use that beneficially, or if you might need to change that, if that might not be such a good thing for you. So, oh my gosh. Anyways, I think it's fascinating how much our environment can affect us for sure. My in-laws are deaf, and my father refuses to wear hearing aids. He said sounds are so annoying. Eskel, have you ever saw the show Shown Fall in the Twin Falls, Idaho? I have not. Warren, what's up? You made it. Warren says 911 average time is 7 minutes. 7 minutes, really? Okay. I think the average DoorDash is like 15 minutes, right? I guess, I don't know if it has an average, but 15 to 30 minutes is what I've experienced from getting my food delivered. Do they have to make the food or just deliver it? That all depends on where you order it from, Flickerfade, because when I order from Little Caesars, which is the cheapest pizza ever, it gets here way faster than if I order from like Zupa's or Chipotle or someplace where, I think it's because Little Caesars is constantly making pizzas all day and usually has it made and hot and ready to go. Whereas the other places need to know what you want, then they make what you want, and then they get it ready to ship or to be delivered, and the person takes it, So, it just depends on the place for sure. Food would probably come to the house before the police. Right now, it's a long time to get an ambulance. Now, in and waiting times can be over 6 hours. What? Anthony. Dang. Sounds like the UK. Wow. The UK needs to start hiring DoorDashers to help their ambulances to drive for them, I guess, or something. I don't know. That's rough. But also that could just be a sign of funding. Different cities have more money to put towards hospitals and ambulances and the police and stuff like that. So there's a lot more to put towards it. That's why I'm saying it's just more of like sometimes it can be civilization's priorities that might not even be fully well known, because I'm sure if you ask somebody like what's more important to you, would you rather the police be able to come really quickly or your food get delivered on time? I'm pretty sure, I would hope the majority of people would be like, well, I hope the police are quicker and more responsive than food delivery services. I think the majority would say that because that just kind of like makes more sense. But then sometimes the things that we actually do, where we spend our money, things that we actually like focus on and prioritize on, might actually encourage the food delivery service more than our own cities and different things like that. But anyways, does that make sense? I hope it does. I know for sure my local law enforcement would get here first because they're not even a minute from my apartment and it always takes at least 40 minutes for food to get to my place. Okay, yeah, see, that's another big thing. If you live out in the boonies, out on a farmland, that's going to take forever for anything to get to you, so It's definitely, there's a lot of variables. Food is always faster. However, police and fire may not. They're quicker. 8M8. Not sure where they were going with that, but nice. That's nice that you live so close, though, Caroline. Definitely will get quick assistance if you ever need it. What's up, Casey Still? Welcome, welcome. Melanie's in southern Arizona. Kevin Yost, you live in Twin Falls, Idaho? Is that near Idaho Falls? Because I usually drive past Idaho Falls when I go to visit Abigail. Because Abigail lives in Rexburg, Idaho. So I like to challenge all viewpoints, Cami says. That's true. Sorry, Cami, I don't mean you always take the opposite. But I think it can be fun when you play devil's advocate and really, force us to think about whatever topic we're in. So it's fun to have discussions with other opinions. Agreeing all the time is boring. Well, and I can't help if I'm talking to someone and they're just agreeing to everything that I say and they're like just yes man basically. I can't help but feel like they're either just a drone that doesn't care about anything, or they aren't really telling me their true feelings. They're not thinking about what I'm saying to them. They're just gonna agree no matter what. So that's no fun. It's not gonna be as good of a conversation. I never get a food delivery in less than 50 minutes. Okay. Well, yeah. In California, I'd imagine traffic's bad, but that also would mean, well, actually, no, law enforcement doesn't care about traffic. They can just go right through. So, see, that's a major difference. Law enforcement can just go right through, whereas food delivery people, they usually have to follow the law for the most part, unless they're, just speeding to make their quotas or something. I don't know. Hello, Flunker Mary and Kevin. Cammy says, hey. Flick Fade, same. My favorite pizza place is an hour. Always at least. Ooh. Your favorite pizza place, huh? My favorite pizza place is The Pie. The Pie Pizzeria. They have some good pizzas, man. Casey, I hate cooking. Need to work on that. Our takeaway budget is stupid. No, I'm right there with you. But I live alone. So it's like, honestly, I really think it's like basically the same price. If I go and get a Subway sandwich and that's my meal, like that's almost going to be cheaper than anything I make at home, It's like, because I'm just feeding myself right now, that it's like, most of the time I justify eating out because it's just easier. And a lot of the times, if I just choose to eat at some, Noodles and Company or Subway or somewhere that's decently healthy, I feel like it can be a lot better for me than just making spaghetti here at home or something. I'm bad at cooking these days too, mostly frozen vegan meals. I hear that HelloFresh is awesome. Rachel was using that for a while, and she said that she really liked it. I generally find that eating takeaway is only slightly more expensive than cooking for myself, but I am bad at cooking. I am only one person, so no volume discount for cooking. Exactly. See? Oh, yeah. I found basically that same thing, but sometimes when I eat out, I do tend to because I'm already going to eat out, then I sometimes justify splurging a little more, going to I don't know, nicer place, or buying, more food than I might need or something like that. But that's all still just mind over matter. I just have to control my spending habits. Okay, Eskel, what do you get from takeaways? And I'm over in August to Idaho Falls to see my friend there 3 weeks. So Eskel, when I am there, let's go for a steak or something. Maybe as well, yeah. Sure. Wait, you're coming to Utah, Anthony? I am over in August to Idaho. Oh, you're going to Idaho Falls. Okay. Yeah, Idaho Falls is literally like 2 hours from where I'm at right now. So if you're serious, DM me on Instagram. I definitely would want to do a video call first before meeting up, just as an extra precaution. I have seen you in a ton of these, Anthony. I feel like it'd be awesome to meet up. I think that'd be really cool. Flicker leftovers. Okay. I can't drink or use a whole carton of milk before it goes bad, so there's all the wastage in the extra ingredients you paid for it too. Yeah. I always just get the cartons of milk, the little box ones that are like half a gallon or fourth a gallon or something. That's why you order a bunch of stuff at once to only pay the delivery fee once. Yeah, that's actually smart, yeah. But I'm usually cheap. If I can help it, I'll go pick it up myself rather than have it delivered, because it's expensive enough already eating out that if I get it delivered every time, then yeah, I would definitely be spending more than making my own food. Do you like pizza and pasta? If so, go to Pizza Pie Cafe. Pizza Pie Cafe. Is that like the pie pizzeria? Pizza Pie Cafe. I'll have to look that up. If they have one here in Utah, I'd be down to give it a try. I love pastas. Who doesn't like pasta? I feel like pasta's so good. I miss the eating out being cheaper, lol. Well, it depends on where you go. I have a friend, well, I'm pretty sure you all know him. I'm pretty sure he's announced this by now. But anyway, Joe Robinson owns a sushi restaurant now, and they're pretty good deals. I think, like, I've been there, and like I love the sushi that they make there. So I definitely will be going there to eat out more often, for sure. Yeah, see, Eskel verifies it. It's really roughly equivalent in expense for a single person to eat takeaway versus cooking, plus less prep time and less cleanup and more deliciousness. Well, yeah, and I would even argue more than that, Flicker Fade. If you really think about it, if you have, a job or any capability of like making money that is at least more than, $15 an hour. If you're getting paid $15 an hour or more at whatever you do or whatever your job is, then realistically it is so much cheaper to just get your food pre-made, because the hour you have to spend grocery shopping and then the hour into preparation and making that food for you is already going to take away enough time that you could be spending towards work or something else productive that can make you whatever you paid for that. Whatever more expensive it might be to get that food, you can make that up doing whatever it is that you're doing, So it's like, I am a huge supporter on, being efficient for sure, but also like it all depends on your circumstance. It depends on what you're going to eat, how often you're going to eat out, how many people you're feeding for sure. So there's a lot of variables, but yeah, I think in many cases it can be very beneficial to eat out and just let someone else make it for you to save you time, basically. How on earth did he find himself owning a sushi restaurant? That sounds like a story. Yeah, I want him on my YouTube channel so bad to just share how he gets himself into the situations he gets himself. Because Joe Robinson, he's a genius, you guys. He just knows how to get stuff done, and he's a freaking hard worker. And so I don't know how he ended up getting a sushi restaurant, but he did. And from what it looks like, it's going to be super profitable. And he's really good at doing business. He's a businessman, and so he looks for those opportunities. When they come, he jumps at them. And yeah, it's awesome. Once you have kids, it's never cheaper. Yeah, well, that's what's so weird, because kids, man, I don't know. It's like, yeah, they eat a lot and they constantly need nourishment, but most of the times when it's like sit down meal time, they only want one tiny little bite, or they peck at their food, and it seems like they eat nothing, but it's probably because they're snacking all day or something. I don't know. It's just crazy. Exactly. How much is your time worth? What's the dollar amount you put on the time you saved? See? Exactly. You got to keep that in mind too. Because if you're really, truly like putting deep thought into everything that you're doing, you have to keep in mind not only just like this, just like for school. When I was like thinking about going to school, I'm not only thinking about how expensive tuition is and how much school is going to cost, but I'm thinking about how each semester I put in at least, 10 to 20 hours. Well, okay, it does vary a lot, but let's just say an average of 10 hours a week towards school, which I have to take away from wherever the job that I'm working at, And so I am paying that thousands of dollars in tuition for that semester, and also 10 hours per week, which at $15 an hour, or even just $10 an hour, that's $100 a week that I'm also giving away. So it's like, it's not just the expense of whatever it is you're doing, it's also the opportunity cost of what what you could be doing with your time. So that's why I'm just saying you can't lose, you guys. You won't. You will benefit from putting more thought into everything that you do every day. You just will, because you'll discover things that you've never thought of. You'll be able to find new avenues and new opportunities, new ways of doing whatever it is that you're doing. You'll be able to find ways to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, even when at first appearance or first glance, you may have thought that there's no way. It's just not possible. But if there's any time in all of history that things you can accomplish the impossible, it is in our day and age. We have so much opportunity. We have so much knowledge that's just in the palm of our hands, you guys. There is so much that we can do that it's like, I just beg of people to not let that go to waste, Don't just ignore it. Don't just go and just like drift through life, Take these precious opportunities and make these amazing opportunities that are coming to you count. Make it worth it. Make this life that you're living something that you will look back on it and just not regret 100%. Just fully be able to embrace it and love and be satisfied with what you've done with this life. And then you won't regret it, And it's like, it's never going to be perfect. I'm not saying that you're not going to fail if you put a lot of thought into it, because I'm not at all, I don't want anyone to misinterpret this. I am not saying like there's that saying that people will plan and plan and plan, but you won't accomplish anything if you only plan, You have to be able to plan, but also limit that planning enough, and I would even say so much, so that the majority of it is you are doing stuff. Because to me, I even think it's more important to fail than it is to plan so much that you make sure you overcome whatever failures or whatever. Because if you get extremely used to failing all the time, then it'll be really easy to try something new or to execute a new plan or idea, because you won't hesitate thinking, oh, I'm going to fail. Because failure, if you just look at it the right way, failure is just opportunity to grow and learn from it. And so the more you fail, the more that you'll be able to better succeed the next time you try something. So it's like, instead of being afraid of failure, that you plan so much to try to overcome failure, just learn to embrace failure, be okay with failing. And I know it's hard to say that, because literally failure is a negative connotation. It's something that you aren't going to like. It's uncomfortable, but sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone. I think even Amanda said that, not this live, but last Sunday, she said something. Oh, I even wrote it down because I was like, oh, I wanted to talk more about this, because she said, sometimes in life you got to get out of your comfort zone. And I agree with Amanda on that. But then she said, but don't make it too dangerous. And that's where I disagree, because I think it's okay to be a little bit dangerous, to be a little bit risky, to be on the more adventurous side of things, because that's me. That's my personality, and I like that. I'm sure other people can be more cautious, do what you do, what makes you feel best. But I love getting into the danger zone. I love trying new things, even though it's a little bit risky. But I still would say, do dangerous things carefully, because you obviously, I don't want people going and doing crazy things. I want to do crazy things, but I don't want to act like I don't care about my life. I feel like the fact that I do so many exciting things makes me value my life even more. Like, I don't want to die, obviously, but I also don't want to live such a safe and cautious life that it feels like I'm not even living anyways. So I am on I at least lean more towards the side of that dangerous things is okay. It's okay to do dangerous things and to be a little bit more exciting and like just do things that might be a little bit more in the unknown and a little bit more risky, I guess. But I think that's okay because you're going to learn from it. You're going to be able to look back on those, and those, at least to me, because I love those types of things, they will be things that are worth going on to your next adventure or motivating you to do your next whatever it is that you're going to do. So, anyways, sorry, that was a fun topic though. Thanks for letting me go on that rant, you guys. That was a nice. And whatever you said, Flicker Fade, that brought that up, made me think of that. Thank you, because I think that's so important. That's awesome for Joe. I actually have been thinking about him. I was hoping he was doing good. Yeah, he's like on cloud 9 right now. Well, he was. Sorry. Now that he's got the business, like I'm sure it's a ton of work. Like he's trying to he's the manager, he's the owner, he's everything. You know, he's getting it all running and gonna make sure that it's profitable. So he's definitely busy, but. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I love being able to go to it, and it's his own restaurant. He can change anything in it he wants, but it seems like it's a really good one. When I went there, I loved the food that they served there, so it was really cool. So yeah, I would say he's doing great. I still want to get him onto one of mine and do an interview with him. My last interview with Jacob Swanson was awesome. A lot of you guys watched it, so thank you for that. I really enjoyed doing that with him. It was just kind of like a follow-up interview, seeing how he's doing now, what he's up to, a lot of updates, and talking about a very special girl that's in his life now. And that one was very interesting to me because that one, it's a little different. I just gave him free reign. I was like, basically, you can choose exactly what is shown in this interview. And to me, it was very fascinating to see what he kept in the interview and what parts he asked me to take out of the interview, but that was just for myself. I was just fascinated, but also one thing that when you're watching it for you guys to think about is it's also very interesting to see when young men leave a controlled environment like the Order that is extremely strict on dating or anything sexual or anything that has to do with the opposite sex at all, and then once they have free reign to it, I don't want to say 100% free reign, but now it's 100% up to us. How, if we're going to date, how are we going to have our relationships, what we're going to seek for in our relationships and stuff like that. I think it is very fascinating to see kind of how our minds work, what changes or what kind of comes from that controlled environment to us, going on dates and doing our own thing now. So that was really interesting to talk to him about and to hear about his relationship with this girl and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, go check out my last video posted. It was a really good one. Let's see. Small actions over time, the compound effect, LOL. Yep, so true, Abigail. So true. Other than not torturing my husband, Anthony, smart. Wait, what? I am a homemaker that hates cooking. Not sure if I can find a valid excuse for takeaway. Over here, I would say a lot of the time getting takeaway is actually cheaper, especially with electric and gas being so high over here. Yep, that's awesome. Yeah. Sweet. Nice, you guys are funny. I love Texas Roadhouse. The rolls are so good. I like Outback too. Nice. Now that's an interesting thing. I am not the biggest fan of meats. Like I always tell people, my favorite meat is probably fish or chicken. And it's not the usual. A lot of people love beef and steaks and stuff like that. I think that probably has something to do with my upbringing. I've never been a huge fan of steaks or other meats, and beef is actually my least favorite. I don't like eating beef, like any cow meat at all. I am not a very big fan of it all. So, but yeah, see, just personal preference. That could be just because of the life that I live, but it could be because of my upbringing, the life, the experiences that I've had, the different foods I had at different ages growing up. But who knows? John C. Maxwell wrote a book called Failing Forward. It's okay to fail as long as you get back up and try again. There you go. Learn from your success, but even more from your failure. See, I love that. I think that is so true. I think it's awesome. Because there's a lot to gain from when you accomplish something, when you do succeed. But I think there's also just as much that you can learn when you fail at something. But stop walking down dark alleys, Eskel. If you never fail, then you never will learn. From failure you learn. Success is not so much. Meet the Robinsons. Nice. I like that. That's a great quote. About dangerous things, Denise. I don't walk just down dark alleyways. I don't know why I would do that. I don't think that's super exciting. But I have thought about buying a parachute. Can you imagine how dangerous that would be? But how cool. How much fun would that be, though? Because then, like skydiving. I loved skydiving. It was super fun. But I can't afford a plane, obviously. But I can afford a parachute. Parachute costs well, it depends on where you get it. But I think they said anywhere between $800 and $2,000 or something for a parachute. And then literally with that, you can go hike any mountain you want or go to some place that's just really high up and just let out your parachute and jump off and just glide on down, just have a fun little time, just floating down, enjoying the view, just learning how to guide yourself with a parachute. I think that would be so fun. It could be a blast, but that would be very dangerous. I'm not going to lie. Not something your insurance policy would be happy about or anything like that, but think of the footage I could get from that. How cool would that be? I can remember speaking at church to a young man just about to put his mission call in, then said, "What if I fail?" I told him there is no failure as we're learning and progressing, but still forward. I love that. Yeah. And sorry, I know a lot of people just, but I think that's so dumb to not do something purely off of the fear of failing at it. It's come on. It's just as likely that you'll succeed as fail. So if you're only looking at the negative, the whole reason why you stop is because there's something that's just as high of a chance as you actually succeeding at it, and that's the reason you stop. It's come on. A lot of the times failing is even less likely to happen, but just because we have this weird fear, I don't know, this nagging at the back of our heads that fear is such a bad thing, it oftentimes stops us. And it's that's so dumb. You gotta have other reasons not to do something other than fear. I don't know. It's interesting. Sorry, not fear, other than failure. Because fear is a good motivator to not do something too dangerous that might get yourself killed. But it's okay if you're going to go give a speech and you might fail at it. You're not going to be the best, You're going to need to learn, especially if it's your first time. And it's okay to fail at something like that, But I think it's okay to be more dangerous with yourself than others. If you're okay with breaking your neck, cool. You do that. Just please don't make me break mine. Exactly. And I've shared this example before because I love the one about riding a motorcycle. If I were to ride a motorcycle with somebody and I only had one helmet, 100% the person, the rider I would give the helmet to. Because if I'm the one controlling the motorcycle, then I should be able to be more, I should be the more vulnerable person because I have the control of the vehicle, But yeah, so I agree with you 100%, Caroline, on that. How it's completely different when it's just you versus someone else, Because you should not be able to choose for somebody else if to put them in danger or not. And that's where I think the whole aspect with kids is very sensitive, because if you have kids, no longer are your life choices just affecting you. That's when I do think that there has to be a lot more to it than you just living a dangerous life or doing all these crazy things, because now you have kids, and especially when they're young, the kids can't necessarily have a say in it, so you have to make that decision for them. But it's not just you anymore. It's other people being affected. And, in all aspects, it does go further than that, because if I go skydiving and I die, it's going to affect my loved ones, the people around me. It's going to have an impact. And so I do have to keep that in mind as well. But I also, at least for, certain things that I justify, doing dangerous things, I still need to be able to make that decision. I still have to be able to still do things that I want to do, even though, the chance of it affecting other people, could be sad, could result in, a sad funeral or other things and affect the other people around me. But, you have to put that all into consideration when you make your decisions. So, yeah. Psst. Remember to hit the thumbs up for the video and show Eskel your support. Thanks, Denise. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, you guys, if you enjoy these discussions, which I really love them, I really appreciate you guys being here with me, being commenting and being a part of the discussions. So thank you so much for that. If you enjoy them, please consider liking the video and subscribing. I do this every single week. I've been doing it for 48 weeks in a row, and we're going to keep doing it all the way up to, I'm thinking 100 myself, and then I'm going to try to shift it or just give it a new name or something. But we got plenty. We're basically halfway. We're almost halfway there. Yeah, we got 2 more weeks, and we are at 50 weeks of doing this. Wow. Halfway. And then 2 more weeks after that, we'll be at a 1-year mark of doing lives every single week for a year, you guys. That's so cool to think about. Heck yeah. Dang. Thank you, guys. I'm glad I've been able to do it for this long. This has been awesome. And I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to keep doing it. I love it. Thanks to you guys. So, yeah. Please subscribe and be a part of the discussion. I think it's fun, and it's more fun when you look for ways to participate and really think about the discussion. Find ways to take this discussion and use it in your day-to-day life, or to help you to set goals, or to overcome your fears and stuff like that. I feel like there's so much that can come from having these conversations. It's basically free therapy, So hit that subscribe, save yourself the stress of not being able to get things off your chest or talk things out. So Melanie says because of adrenaline. Yeah. Adrenaline is much sought after in my life, for sure. But then Denise says, safe adrenaline rushes are fun. Shrug. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I think I get the idea. We've seen you hop on the edge of bridges, Eskel. Yeah. Yep. But I'm still here. I don't know. I feel like I can handle myself decently well in dangerous situations. So, yeah, I think it's pretty great. I can't afford a plane, but I can afford a parachute. Does this strike anyone else as profound? Oh, they do hang gliders off the cliffs in San Diego. Oh, that would be cool. But the thing that I don't get about hang gliders, if you're talking about those big triangle kite looking things, is wind would just screw you over. How do you, if wind tipped you over, I feel like you'd be screwed. With a parachute, I've seen where if it's windy, then yeah, you'll spin around and stuff. But the way the parachute is angled and all your weight is down, the parachute can go all the way upside down, and your weight will still be able to at least keep yourself falling slowly. With the giant kite paragliding thing, I don't imagine how. Maybe you're talking about something different. Sorry, I don't know. But I should look into that. Whatever hang gliders use off of cliffs in San Diego, I should look that up, because I have also thought of other options, and a lot of them seem not as simple, I guess. They seem like they would be a lot harder to learn, and to me, that seems a little bit more dangerous. But I don't know. Have you seen, though? I don't know what this is called either, but basically, picture someone parachuting, right? Just have a normal parachute, But then they have this giant motor on their back, like a backpack. Giant motor on the back that they can turn on, and it's a huge fan connected to a motor, and it just pushes them, and so they can stay in the air and go wherever for hours. And it's basically their own tiny little airplane. I think that would be so cool. I don't know what that's called. I don't know what it is, but I've seen YouTube videos about it, and it looks amazing. It's like the coolest thing ever. That would be like the next step. If parachuting goes well for me and I can get good at it and I enjoy it as much as I hope to, then I'll strap a fan to my back while I'm parachuting. I think that would be so cool. Man, my throat is starting to hurt. I've been talking a lot. Eskel, you can base jump off of a bridge here in Idaho. Yeah, there's lots of bridges that go over like canyons that are like the perfect to jump on and go paragliding in or base jumping at. Parasailing is when you're attached to a boat. Oh yeah, I've seen those too. Parasailing seems really awesome. We have a naked bungee jumping charity event once a year? Denise, really? When and where? Tell me all about it. That sounds so... Oh my goodness, that sounds wild. Only if someone jumps first, Kevin. Gotta make sure they make it out first. LOL. I'm not the guinea pig. Oh man. Look up base jumping in Idaho to see that a lot here in the summer. Nice. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Caroline, that's me, but I'm trying to get more brave. Like, why not? Kevin Yost, what's the base jumping? I think when I over there, I will be on quads with friends and maybe mountains and experience it as I am a city boy and in the UK actually live in Leeds, so a city. Yeah, Anthony, when you're in Idaho, we should just explore it and go find cool stuff like that. That'd be fun to see. My first live, always great, Eskel. Jenna Mitt. Well, thanks for joining, Jenna. I love it when we get new people joining these lives. I love seeing all the old people as well. But it's really cool to see how it's growing, reaching new audiences and new people. I think that's awesome. Anthony says, liked and subscribed. After 100, don't you dare quit doing these lives as they're so good and I love them. I stay up to try and be involved. Nice. I'm not going to stop doing lives after 100. I'm just trying to, find ways to like rebrand or like revamp it basically. Because after 100, like, would I really want to go? I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I hit 100. Like, that's a huge accomplishment. So then, maybe you're right. Maybe I'll keep the numbers growing, huh? Because imagine if it got to 500. Live 500, like 55 or something like that, or all the way up to that. That would be crazy. But yeah, that's possible, I guess. But I'd have to, I don't know. A part of me wants to restart because, first of all, the beginning lives, well, like I said, they were a huge failure. Which, I'm okay with that. That's fine. But I watched lives 1, 2, and 3. All the way up to, like, live 12, I think it was. Or 12 or 15. Were, like, huge busts. I didn't know what I was doing. Half of the time, I was looking for the camera. Like, figuring out how things worked. And had so many technical issues and stuff. That it's like, I want, like, a fresh, new start. But, I guess just the fact that it's, past 100... that is kind of a fresh start. So, I don't know. I'll ponder on that. I'll keep thinking about it. Maybe I'll just keep the numbers going up and up. Because I guess I do like the idea of the numbers getting huge eventually one day. But, I don't know. That's a tough one. It all depends. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be doing lives as often as I can. Like, I hope I never stop doing these lives or doing YouTube videos in general. I love doing YouTube videos. I do like the part that I get the most overwhelmed about YouTube is the fact that like I'll be working on something and it's just is not coming through the way that I want it to. Like, for example, my reaction video, it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to, you know? And this is my second time trying to do my reaction video to Escaping Polygamy, my episode. And it's just been so hard. Like, each time there's been something new, you know? But it's just, I don't know. It's tough to feel like a creator, you know? Like, I want to be a content creator. I want to create something and be excited about it. And I'm okay with failure. I'm okay with making some mistakes. I know everything I put out isn't going to be perfect and beautiful, and that's okay. That's all a part of the learning and growing process. And that's pure evidence that I'm going to be improving and growing for sure. And I think that's great. But there's also so many times when I'm just trying to portray or like get it to, work out or to show a certain message. And when it can't, it can be very frustrating, and it makes me want to like delete that whole video and try again, you know? But, you know, you can't just keep on deleting and recreating all the time. So it is tough. I have to find the right balance, and I want to always keep this up and keep on creating content. I just wish the learning curve could be faster. I do wish I was better at it, and I just need to find a way to, I don't know, streamline it a little bit more productively, basically. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I'm going to keep working on it, and I'm always open to any ideas. If any of you guys know of, I don't know, things that can help make the videos more engaging and interesting and make them, make it the editing and production of a video quicker, that would be awesome. I'm brand new to it. I'm starting from scratch. I've never like taken YouTube classes or film classes or video editing classes. It's all just I'm figuring it out, learning myself, watching YouTube videos, trial and error, experimenting. And I love it. I think this is something that I definitely have a passion for, but there still is a ton to learn. So I do wish I could find some sort of a mentor, somebody that is experienced in this and get their advice and learn. And Amanda's been that for me, and it's been huge. She's like, she's a whole year ahead of me on the experience and trying and trial and error. But she's the same way. She is all self-development, learning herself, doing all herself, which is awesome. And I'm able to learn a lot from her, from all the practice that she's had. And we're kind of trying to teach each other a little bit. But it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It is a ton of work to put into it. And there are times where it's extremely frustrating because, technology can be so frustrating at times. Like, how long it's taken me just to get a setup like I have it now, and still the brightness, like, sometimes, like, screws up the whole thing. Like, not every time, but, like, it just, there's just so many things about it that it literally takes like 100 videos to, get all these things down, to figure them all out, to get them all to work and cooperate well. LOL, how is that legal? What legal, Abigail? What are you talking about? Let's see. I think I'm missing. Anthony, thank you. Lives are so much fun. Yeah, thanks for commenting, Jenna. It's nice to have you be a part of it. Eskel, look up base jumping. Oh, yeah. Eskel, are you talking about the water jetpacks? No, water jetpacks are cool, but you have to be where water is, and you can't go above, 25 feet, 30 feet, or something like that. I'm talking about full-on flying. Like, I want to be thousands of feet in the air, just cruising along, going wherever. Maybe that's what Abigail's talking about, the legal aspect of that. I don't know. I'm sure you have to get some sort of permit or take a class maybe or something. But, I mean, I'll get it. I'll get whatever permit I gotta get. I'll do it, because to fly and just cruise wherever would be so cool. I'm sure it's probably limited. Like, I can't go in the city or whatever. But I've seen YouTube videos of people taking that little parachute thing with the motor on the back and landing in McDonald's, getting their order, and then taking off. So, I mean, there's obviously a lot that you can do with it. So, Abigail, I live in Canada, and in particular BC, we have less issues with nudity. Oh, you're talking about the bungee jumping thing. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Getting naked for charity is more of a thing here. Okay, nice. BC sounds like a wild place. Yeah, honestly, um, America is the worst with nudity. I don't know what the deal is. They like freak out. I'm pretty sure, like I hear like in France it's not as big deal. In a lot of other countries they're more adults about it. They don't freak out about it. They're not like here in America. It's just I don't know why they make such a big deal about it. It's interesting, but it's all fun until you mess up the family jewels bungee jumping naked. LOL. Well, I'd imagine bungee jumping shouldn't, like, they wrap it around your legs, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't know why you would need it close to your jewels at all, Melanie. They weren't a failure. Learning experiences, they were fine. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. But see, that's what, if you just replaced failure with learning experiences 100% of the time, like, that's the best way to look at it. I just call some of those failures because they could be seen as that way, and I want to talk about and address failures as not such a bad thing. They're just learning experiences. KC agreed. I have enjoyed seeing the process. Also, I'm impressed how it seems that none of these error social activities gets past your notice. Denise. Huh, Denise is really good. She pays close attention to everything. Eskel, the town of Hazleton I live in, has the best fireworks show the last Saturday in June. Hazleton what, though? Where? If it's close enough I can travel to, I'll go try it out in the last Saturday of June. I think that'd be cool. You should do a bucket list video if you haven't yet. Yeah, I think that'd be cool, but first, though, because a bucket list video is going to be all these things. So first, I want to start with video, like, it would technically be video 2. Because I've gone skydiving, and that was on my bucket list. So that would be in my bucket list video. So next, I just got to do my next bucket list item video. Do a video on that. And then once I've done, like, 10 videos of bucket list items, then I could do a whole bucket list video of all these cool things that I've done. I think that would be awesome. You're doing awesome, Eskel. Also, we like watching you learn. If you were just automatically some super slick YouTuber, how boring would that be? Well, that would be kind of nice. I'm just kidding. No, I get it. Learning and like being a part of that journey and going through it all is definitely huge, and like I love seeing that. Like my favorite YouTubers are the ones that you can go way back and see their videos. Their first videos were trash, like Mr. Beast. Sorry, I love Mr. Beast. Everyone loves Mr. Beast. He's the best. But if you go back to his first ever posted videos, they are trash. And I can say that because he has a video talking about them, and he even calls them trash because they are. You have to start at the bottom. You just do, because otherwise most people are going to spend so much time, not liking their videos, or it's not good enough that they'll never actually post. And if you don't post, you don't get enough editing practice to be able to improve and get better. So it's like you have to be okay with being trash, basically, for a while. That's a weird way to put it, but you're not trash. You just have to be okay with them not being perfect, with them not being these great YouTube videos, and then work on it. But the part where I struggle, okay, I'm okay with failure. I'm okay with starting off with really hard, crappy videos and then improving and working my way up. But I'm at the part where it's like I'm making this progress, right? And I'm going and I'm learning and I'm creating new things, and it's awesome. And then I hit these walls, I guess you could say, where I'm just like, I want, like, I'll set a goal, for example, like, okay, now I want to make 2 YouTube videos per week. I want to make 2 YouTube videos. So I'll film this video, get it all ready. I'll film my next video, getting it all ready. And it's like, because I'm stretching myself so thin, trying to create so much, having 2 videos in 1 week, that it's like, I get to, the last day of the week, and I'm like, crap, I got to get these together. I got to make sure I have these videos ready to post and everything. And then I'm going through them, and I feel like I'm putting them together so fast that I just feel like they're not getting the proper time and attention they need, and I can't fully edit them the way that I want them to, and then I just feel like, it's just not as good. So then I wonder if, like, am I just setting the wrong goal? Is this too much for me to handle, or am I just not being as productive as I should be? Should I change different, my daily things that I'm doing? Should I like re-streamline how I make my videos, or like what do I got to do? So it's like I'm to the point where I am satisfied with the progression that I'm making, but I'm not satisfied with like setting my goals and accomplishing them, if that makes sense. I want to know what's realistic, what I can truly accomplish, but also, reach my full potential. I want to put in all the effort that I can. I want to really create good content that people are going to enjoy. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now, where I am hitting a little bit of a lump in my YouTube adventure and journey, but it's something to be learned from it for sure. Anthony says, is there anyone you know from You Review you could also ask? Alyssa and Dallin or Della Vlogs, or potentially you could ask the Johnstons or Wayu Vlogs. I don't know who those are, but I'm screenshotting that right now. I will go do research on them, and if they're here in Utah, I'll at least send them a DM. Yeah, anyone that is decently experienced in creating videos, I would love to reach out to them, ask them if I could meet up with them, ask them questions, show them my process of making videos and get their advice on how to improve it. I like that. That's a great idea, Anthony. I'll definitely look into that. But your background looks epic now. It does, right? I love it. I think it's awesome. See, it's little things like that. Every step, it's like progression. And like I'm learning how to color grade now in my editing app, and it's just beautiful. I'm like, but then it's like, I do that. I learned those new things, like with this new background and learning like actual color grading in my videos. And I'm like, how in the world did I take this long to figure this out? And like all my other videos are trash now compared to this, because color grading is so beautiful. It makes it look so nice and just top notch, way more professional. So then it's like, oh, I want everything to be that professional, you know? Abigail's texting me. Heck yeah. Nice. Okay, Anthony says, America is very conservative and religious than a lot of other countries. I told you, Eskel, before, a lot of women's clothing over here is very revealing, and us lads, jeans, holes in summer, no tops on. Yeah, that's what I hear. In other countries, it's a lot more common to see girls topless. Here in America, that's like, I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Maybe in some states or something. It's like very controversial right now, just this big old thing. It's interesting. But yeah. That made me think of an interesting fact, because I know America is very religious, so I wonder if America is more into conspiracy theories as well, because there was research done that said that I think it just said religious people are more likely to believe in conspiracy theories. Dun, dun, dun. No, I was kidding. I just thought that was interesting because I don't know. I just thought about it a lot. I was like, so religious people, people that believe in religion, believe in conspiracy theories. So are they tying conspiracy theories with religion? Saying religion is a conspiracy theory? Like, there's a lot that could be talked about on that. But anyways, yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I had an old dude talk about my 9-year-old's crop top. It didn't even show her belly button. That is ew, Melanie. The men enforce sexuality on child and then enforcing modesty cultural on top of that. It is all ew. Hey, do any of you guys have Be Real? I've been doing Be Real recently, and I just got my notification to do my Be Real, so I'm just going to do it really quick. Heck yeah. Nice. This is the first time a Be Real showed up during my live, but that's cool. Oh, sweet. Well, anyways. Okay, let's finish up these comments, and then we'll probably call it good. We've been going for... Oh, wow. An hour and 50 minutes? No way. Is that for real? Wow. You guys are troopers. Dang. Thanks for staying with me this long. Oh, my goodness. I did not realize this was such a long live. Dang. Wow. That is wild. Okay. Well, we should definitely wrap things up, but dang, this was awesome. I'll read the last few comments here really quick, and then we'll call it another good evening with Eskel. So, let's see. Sorry that broke my brain for a moment. Well, I hope you guys' brains are all on overdrive after this conversation, because this was a fun one. We went all over the place. It's weirded me out for sure. Good, Kevin. Hi, yes, Eskel, very much. It is called magical thinking and how much people are drawn to it. Interesting. I hate pictures of myself. Why, Melanie? I heard someone once say, like, they wondered why they didn't like, themselves, like, didn't like the way that they looked, and they're like, it's not that I'm ugly, I'm just not my type, or something like that. Somebody else will find you very attractive. You just gotta find the right person. Over here in the UK, it seems to have got a lot worse with clothes recently. For me, I got into trouble at church last summer as I forgot I was going to church, got out of the car, no top on, people shouted top. What? Really? Dang, that's sad. I would imagine people would, religious homes should be definitely more welcoming and not worry so much about what people are wearing. Yep, that is why your throat is dry. Yeah, that's true. Is this a record? Oh, yeah, I'll have to go and check. I wonder what's the longest live that I've done. What I should do, maybe for the halfway mark, live number 50, we should make it the longest live I've ever done. That would be fun, but only if it could be like this one, if we can just come up with intriguing conversation the whole time and like interesting topics and stuff. You and Amanda are in the zone today, LOL. Yeah, something about today was really good. Well, Amanda's was really long too, huh? I did notice that. Yep, you started right after my church meeting. It's important to point out that the U.S. is more religious than most European countries. Religion plays a huge role in some countries in the Middle East, India, and some parts of South America. True. Eskel, I have a horrid self-esteem. Aw, I'm sorry, Melanie Brown. That's tough. What would I say on that, Melanie? Because I feel like everyone does go through phases, and I kid you not, I went through the worst phase where I just thought I was like the ugliest kid, and I had horrible acne, and like, I think it's different for everyone. Everyone has the different time in their life where they like have the hardest time accepting themselves, or like being proud of themselves, or like that, having a lot of like not having good self-esteem, or like maybe degrading themselves a lot and stuff. And one thing I found for me is that when you are like super worried about like what people think, or because I think a lot of the self-esteem things comes from like when you wonder what other people are going to say and what they'll think about it, and we oftentimes will judge ourselves even more than other people will. And so I found it being super helpful to have loving and supporting people that I can call on and like get their opinions of, because I will have some mornings where it's like, sure, it's not anything in particular, but yeah, I just won't feel so good about myself. But when I call up my sisters and talk to them, or I'll even just ask them, like, help me match my outfit, or wear something that, goes well together and stuff. And that boosts my confidence. And knowing that they also helped me pick out my outfit just like gives me an extra boost of confidence and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's super helpful to have people that you can reach out to or talk to when you need that extra boost of confidence, or more self-esteem, because they'll help you. You can always find positive things about people. You can always find things that are like certain aspects of people that are just, they're what highlights their beauty and like, stands out for them. And it's like sometimes we do need help noticing that for ourselves. And so having those people to reach out to, I think, is very important as well. Anyways, I hope that's helpful. Okay, Caroline, I will give you that. Just tuning in, I'll have to rewatch the live. Prudence Richardson. Yes, you got here pretty much at the end. But thanks for coming anyways, though. It's awesome to have you, and yeah, please watch it. And everyone else, please replay this live and just let it play through so I can get lots of watch time. Just kidding. But anyways, Flickerfade says 17 more minutes if you want to beat Amanda's live today, Eskel. Hey, that's good to know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to beat it, but. Anthony says, remember everyone oh wait, no. Eskel, you have done amazing. Okay, let's go 2 weeks to prepare for the longest one ever. Nice. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna have to pop lots of popcorn. Oh my goodness, I still have my popcorn. I didn't eat very much of it at all. But yeah, next week will just be a quick little chill one. Maybe I'll even have an extra short to prepare for the really long one the week after that. That could be fun. And then I'll have to check what's been my shortest live ever. I know Amanda's got me beat on that. She had one go only like 10 minutes, I want to say. Super short. But I don't know. It's different. I swear. Because like, see, that's another thing. I don't know what to do to prepare for these lives. Honestly, I love it when I let most of it be up to you guys. And the only thing I have prepared is if I had some interesting story that happened that week or my favorite quote that I found that week. I love sharing those. But other than that, I just asked you guys questions. I wanted to do more polls today, but it makes me do the polls on my computer all the way over there. So I'm like, I'll figure out a way to do the polls more easily, I guess, next time. But yeah, I just like it when you guys add to the discussions or in the comments and all that. I think it makes it really fun. But Anthony says, remember everyone, accepting yourself is important, as when you accept yourself, you can accept others. But most importantly, you remember who you are. And yes, I am LDS Mormon, however, just know you are the best. There you go. Yeah. I feel like we all need to focus more on looking at the positive and finding the good in people rather than labeling people and you know, putting everyone in these certain categories and stuff like that. I think it's way more important. That's why I think I do have a little bit of a hard time with religion, because I love the idea of Christianity and just, you know, just purely wanting to just do good and be good and just having that be the number one biggest intent and good thing, you know, and top priority. But so many religions are all about, you know, our religion or this religion or that religion. Like it has to, you know, there's such a difference between all the religions rather than being more welcoming and just accepting and open. And so it's like, no religion is going to be perfect. And we all have room for improvement. So I feel like the biggest goal is just finding, you know, what habits, what organization or things or places or whatever people that will help you to embrace others more and to be more loving and more kind. That's what matters. And so I feel like that's what people's priorities should be. That's what we should focus on more. But that's my thoughts. But I love that. Thanks for that, Anthony. I feel like that is very loving. Melanie says, I'm working on that in therapy. Nice. See, there you go. Yeah, and finding avenues to help you to accomplish what you want and to reach your full potential. Therapy or daily habits or affirmations, things that encourage you to do that, I think are great. Denise says, Melanie, good. Yay, therapy. I think you should do the tea thing again for number 52. The tea thing? Like, make a cup of tea or something? Another donation! So far, wow, we've been going live for a long time. And right before we end, we got another donation from Christina Fisher. Oh, they didn't say anything. They just donated. Thanks, Christina. I appreciate the donation. All of those will go towards some fun adventure that I'll put in my YouTube videos. So thanks for that. More for the adventure fun. But explain more on the tea thing, Flickerfade, because I'm down to make tea before my live or whatever you think. We call that a callback. A callback. Go to your P.O. box before your next live. Yes, I'm planning on going tomorrow. So, special guest, Abigail Hall, be there for number 52. Ooh, if you could come, Abigail, that could be fun. Get your oh, that would be, I should try to get some guests on that one, because guests make it so much easier to go really long. Because, you know, having 3 people think of all the different things to talk about help a ton. And then, like, we kind of, like, take turns talking and stuff like that. So, like, that would definitely be the easiest way to make sure it's the longest one. So, yeah, I'll ask around. I'll see if I can get Abigail down here or see who might be free. Maybe Joe Robinson. I don't know. We'll just have to ask around. Nice, nice. No, Caroline, that was valid. Nice. Is anyone going to watch that 90s show on Thursday on Netflix? 90s? You mean like a 90s show? 90s show? I'll watch the trailer. But the trailer's got to be pretty convincing for me to commit to it. I could tell you about some really interesting religious practices in Papua New Guinea. Maybe next time. Okay, Denise. Yes, I'd love to hear about that. That would be fun. Anthony Middleton. Caroline, yeah, I get that. I haven't been outside of Europe unless it's to the States or Germany or Norway, but they're European. I lost 5 pants sizes since December 5th, so that's helping. Nice. There you go, Melanie. See? Celebrate the little wins. Less than 10 minutes is callback, Eskel. Less than 10 min is callback? What is that? Callback for what? Yes, you should make tea again for number 52 because it's how you started out as evening tea with Eskel. That's a callback to your roots. Oh, I see, Flickerfade. Okay, yeah, I'll make sure to make some tea in it. I'll make my favorite tea, too. I'll make it super strong. Hot tea or iced tea? Well, right now it's winter time here, so I'll probably make hot tea. But honestly, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. But tea is tea. Hot or iced, I like them both, so. Gerald, maybe? Ooh, that's a great idea, Melanie. I have reached out to Gerald. He's agreed to do one with me. We still just need to figure out when. So, I'll ask him. I'll ask him if he wants to come in 2 weeks. That'd be cool. Did you watch that 70s show? It's a spin off of that. Denise Pace, haha, yes, that would be a lot. And Eskel will definitely be interested. Oh, yeah. And keep in mind, I do my lives on Patreon. I try to do Wednesday, but sometimes it's, you know, it's just generally on a weekday. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday is most likely when I'll do my Patreon live still. So, feel free to join that for more discussion as well. And I also get early access to all my YouTube videos on there. And I'll post just any videos. Even some videos that I don't want to post on YouTube, I'll post on my Patreon. So, go check those out as well. Flicker fade, teehee. Nice. I'm going to Mexico soon. First time leaving the States. Nice. There you go, Melanie. That sounds like fun. It is a spin of the 70s show. Sweet. I think we're all caught up. How much Flicker fade? How much more time? Did I beat Amanda? Is it close enough to wait, or should I call it good? Because we're at 2 hours and 13 minutes. Dang. Well, my throat hurts. I think I'm probably going to call it good unless we're like just a couple of minutes from it. I may wait just to beat Amanda's life. But we'll see. 5 minutes? You're almost there. Okay. I can do 5 more minutes, you guys. I don't even know why I want to beat Amanda's. It's not like we don't compete. Amanda and I are like the least competitive out of all of our siblings. I think Cammie's got the most competitiveness in her out of all of us. And then maybe me next, and then I'd say Rachel, and then Amanda. But yeah. What should I share? Maybe I should share something about some of them. What do you guys want to know about Cami, Amanda, or Rachel? Even if it's secretive. I'll tell you their secrets, you guys. No, just kidding. I'll just tell you what I know. If you guys have any good questions or good things you want to know about them. Like, what's something interesting? Like, this one you might already know, but this is one I love sharing about Amanda. Because Amanda, you know, when we were younger, we changed a lot of diapers. Because we just, you know, from as early as we knew how to, we got taught to kind of like babysit the next kids and take care of the next kids. And one time, when Amanda was changing one of the kids' diapers, she thought it would be so funny to bite their butt. Or was it kiss it? I don't know if it was kiss or bite or whatever. But anyway, her lips touched the butt of the kid that she was changing the diaper of. And I'll never forget it, because at the time I was like, oh, that's disgusting. But now I look back at it and it's just funny. Let's see here. Flicker Fate says it's not a competition. You're right. I'm just so close, though. I might as well go a couple more minutes. Eskel, will Amanda go longer than you? Maybe next week. Maybe for number 52, we could have it be a competition. See who goes the longest. Huh. I wonder how long Amanda would go if she knew I was competing against her. That might be a bad thing, though. Maybe we don't tell her it's a competition, but I still try to go the longest. Or we don't make it a competition at all. I'll just compete against myself, try to make it the longest one out of all my lives. We'll see. What do you guys think? I'll let you guys decide if I tell her or not. Or you guys can tell her. I don't care. It's whatever. But Eskel, will Amanda go longer than you? Maybe. I don't know. So let's make a deal. Everyone do something nice for someone this week, for someone you don't know. I love that, Anthony. Yeah, let's all try to find something we can do nice for someone this week. And let's share it next week when we all meet back up. I think that would be so cool. What's your favorite memories with them? Okay, so if we're talking all four of them, my favorite all-time memory was 2 years ago when we spent Christmas in this basement that I'm staying in right now, in this apartment. We all stayed here. All four of us stayed here for like a whole week on Christmas break. And it was crowded. We were definitely crammed. But it was so fun because we all had work off. We all just had free time and it was the holidays. So we just spent all that time together and played games and just, you know, we all just stayed and chilled with each other for a whole week. And it was so fun. We did everything together and it was a blast. That was the time, if you've seen Amanda's clips of her making coffee in the bathroom, sitting on the toilet, because we had no room. So she was making her coffee in the bathroom. And that was the time. We were all just staying together for a whole week in this tiny little apartment. It was so fun. That was definitely my favorite memory with all of them. But my above all ultimate best memory was when Amanda, Rachel, and I went to New York City. We spent, I think it was a whole week there. Maybe it was like a weekend. A little more than a weekend, though, I'm pretty sure. Like 5 days, I want to say. 5 days or a week. We went to New York, and it was beautiful. It was magnificent. And it was just so special because with them, they're the only ones I could go, you know, across the world, go anywhere and spend time with them and not freak out, you know, not be like, oh my gosh, we got to be here. We got to do this. We got to do that. Like, it was just like, no worries. We're all like adults with similar mindsets. We're all just there to have a good time. And we just did that. We went wherever we wanted to. And, we're not the biggest planners. We didn't have like a detailed itinerary of all the things we want to do. We just woke up in the hotel and we just went and sat by that window with the beautiful view of Central Park. And we just thought about like what we wanted to do that day. And we just chit chat with each other and discuss what would be the most interesting to do that day and what we would want to do the next day and what we thought we would do. And we went and freaking did it. And that was it. So simplistic, so fun, so like new and adventurous and awesome. I'll never forget that trip. That was the greatest memory I think I have so far with them. And it was amazing. I feel so bad that Cammy wasn't there. I wish so bad she would have been there, and I think we have to recreate it with Cammy next time. But yeah. Why is Flicker Fade saying wrong answers only? Okay, who is your favorite sister? Wrong answers only? What? So you want the wrong answer? I don't know what you're talking about. What's your favorite adventure with your family? This week I bought a bedroom for a mom in need starting over. You bought a whole bedroom? Wow, that is very nice, Denise. Dang. I bet she really appreciated that. That's awesome. That sounds like on Finding Nemo, I touched the butt. Yep, Amanda just had to kiss the butt. And still to this day, she'll like tease that sibling and be like, I bit your bottom. Dropping bombs here at the very end to see if any one of them make it this far. Oh, that's a good point, Flicker Fade. See, I'm pretty sure I can speak freely about them now because I don't see them in the comments. They're probably getting ready for bed by now or something. Eskel, is Amanda a nice person? Oh yeah, she's very nice. Sometimes she's too nice that it'll hurt herself. Because like, she'll want to help somebody so badly that she'll have to postpone all the things that she needs to do. And like, sometimes even her own like mental health and like self-care and stuff like that. She'll push that aside because someone else is asking for her help. Like literally, there's even a time, see, this is probably something I shouldn't be talking about, but somebody like that she like was close to and like, you know, a loving friend literally asked her, like said that they were desperate for money and needed like a lot of money. I mean, I don't care about saying them out, but maybe I shouldn't. Should I say? I don't know. I think nobody's going to really watch this. But anyways, it was like $2,000, right? And sure, maybe to some of you guys that's not a lot of money, but like to me and to Amanda in our situation, that's a lot of money. And she just gave it to them. Like she like told them like, take your time paying me back. Like I can tell that you need this. Like, here you go. And I was like, wow. Because like Amanda, and especially at the time that she did this, like she was not doing super well off herself either, you know, like she's smart with the money. She always like figures it out, and she works hard and makes sure she's not like in a ton of debt and stuff. But like, yeah, she always wants to help. And I remember even talking to her being like, oh, you should have like, I don't know, made them sign a paper, like all this and that. And like, I freak out, you know, I'm like always nervous when it comes to finances. But she did it, and like, and everything worked out. Like I feel like people can see how kind she is and how nice she is, that they want so badly to, you know, not take advantage of that or mistreat her in any way. And so things tend to work out for her a lot. And I think it is because she's really nice. She's really caring. She's there for people. And you can tell that about her. It's really awesome. Eskel, you did it. You're the longest today. Well done. Well done. Nice. Eskel, you have some cool, nice sisters. Oh, yeah. Good grief. I keep checking in to see if you're ended yet, and you're still going. That's right, Abigail. Just wait. 2 weeks from now, it's going to be crazier. In fact, wow, I should really end this one. So in 2 weeks, it doesn't have to be extremely long any longer. This is probably the longest one. I couldn't do that for anyone right now. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Okay, anyways, that's enough spilling secrets. Remind me next time, though. If you guys want, I'll share more personal stuff at the end of the lives when there's less people around. Or we could even do really personal stuff on my Patreon live. We'll see. But anyways, this is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I think we'll call it good. I'm doubling up with you and the 90 Day Fiancé on now. Sweet. Sweet. Cool. Well, thanks again. You guys really are the real troopers, man. You guys stuck it out clear to the end. We're at 2 hours and 24 minutes. We'll be ending at basically 2 hours and 25 minutes. So you guys are real troopers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Love you all so much. I hope you all have a great week, and we'll find ways to turn your failures into successes and learn and grow from them. So thank you all so much. Have a good one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.